How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It was a beautiful day today, so I thought maybe I should just come outside, should make some notes on my this video. You see, it's a beautiful mountain up there. I'm just sitting in a park. I'll show you guys a little bit. There you go. I was just making my notes, and I'm reading this book currently called Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. So in this video I wanted to talk about dopamine stabilization. So I have my notes on me, from which it's not a script, it's just my notes that I make before every video to not to miss any main points. And in this video I wanted to talk about dopamine stabilization. So first of all, any misconception about dopamine detox that you guys think that dopamine detox gonna change your life in 24 hours, or you can just detox for 24 hours from every dopamine and your life's gonna change. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. For example, if you're doing like shitty habits for six days a week, and on the seventh day, on Saturday or Sunday, you're like, oh no, I'm just gonna quit for one day. I'm just gonna quit weed, porn, or fucking junk food just for one day. It doesn't work like that. Dopamine detox, like a lot of YouTubers, they stay on YouTube for high view count, for gaining subscribers, like gaining viewers, like attracting viewers. For they just like say shit for attracting viewers. That's it. But in this video I want to talk about dopamine stabilization, because I'm on a dopamine detox right now. I want to tell like how it works, how I'm feeling right now, how when I'm overstimulated with dopamine, when my dopamine receptors are fried, how I feel during that, and how I overcome like all of my vices to get into the dopamine detox, and how I stay consistent. So in this video I would be talking about dopamine stabilization, because that makes more sense to me rather than quitting everything at all. Like for example, if you're doing shitty habits for like past 5 years, 6 years, right, and all of a sudden one day you decide like, okay, I'm gonna quit everything, there are very high chances where you're gonna relapse very hard. So what is dopamine stabilization? So dopamine stabilization is very like you stabilize your dopamine, as in this modern era, there's so many distractions, not distraction but yeah, distractions and things that spikes our dopamine so much. For example, scrolling on TikTok, like that gives us such a random dopamine spike. And I'm so surprised, like it's so common for everybody to like fucking doom scroll. It's like so common. And most of the cheap dopamine sources, for me, not for me, like for everybody, like people that are for people, like cheap dopamine sources are fast food, I would say. Fast food, social media, porn, substances, drug use, or manipulation somebody. That is like cheap source of dopamine. And what is like real dopamine? Real dopamine is like when you have sunlight exposure. Like when you're sitting in the sun, when like you wake up, and the first thing is like you go in the sun, take sunlight exposure. I'm sorry guys, I need to go into the flow state, but it's just like my first time recording in public. I know like nobody gives a shit, I know that, but still it's just like, I'm feeling a little bit awkward, but it's alright. So real dopamine, sunlight exposure, exercises, new friendships where you meet new people, and nature, breath work. By breath work I can go for like meditation, for example. So these are the like cheap dopamine sources and real dopamine sources. And in dopamine stabilization, basically what you are doing is you're resetting your reward sensitivity. Your reward sensitivity, yeah. And you're rebuilding motivation and focus in dopamine stabilization. That's it. I'm so like surprised, man, like how people are so addicted. Even me, like how I wouldn't usually scroll. I'm not a guy like who just like fucking randomly starts scrolling in fucking public. I'm not that kind of guy. But when I was like, overstimulated by fucking drugs, like weed, I would fucking scroll for hours. 4 hours gone and scrolling, so it's pretty weird. And what this leads to is when basically your baseline drops for of your dopamine baseline drops, what happens is the work you're doing, it feels boring, gym feels hard, consistency dies, like whatever you're doing, your consistency dies, gym feels hard, your work feels boring. I'm just reading my notes, that's it guys. Just have my notes here, that's it. I don't want to miss any important point because it took me good few hours to, not good few hours, just like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hour to write my notes. Yeah. And when your baseline drops, you chase easy hits. For example, you would smoke weed, and like a lot of people that are seeing like they smoke weed, like personally with me, I would just smoke weed. I would then scroll Instagram. Then after that, I would just jerk off. I don't want to say that in like public, but yeah. And then I would just eat junk food. Like you see, like how much how much spikes are going in my dopamine, and then it's dropping down. Because every time you do a dopamine habit, like high dopamine activity, and if it is a cheap dopamine source, your dopamine goes below their baseline. For me, if I'm doing the sunlight exposure, cold shower or whatever, right, my dopamine all the time is high. I'm happy all the time. Like you can see, like I'm genuinely fucking happy because I am doing like I'm stabilizing my dopamine. I'm not saying like I completely cut off social media because I still watch YouTube, but I do like educational. I don't cut off my dopamine completely. Sorry, like social media completely, but I don't doom scroll, or yeah, I don't just don't doom scroll. But yeah, I still go watch like long podcasts. So the key insight is basically when it's just like, it's not like you're lazy. You're not lazy. You're just overstimulated. You would have seen this girl on Instagram like going viral. Like she make videos like where she would act like a Gen Z girl, and she would use this term called, "Oh, I'm just kind of overstimmy right now," like the Gen Z girl with no personality. Yeah, she would be saying, "Oh, I'm just kind of overstimmy right now." She would be saying like that. That is basically, you are not lazy. You're just like overstimulated. That's it. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody. And why it happens usually, like why we chase dopamine spikes? Because our brain compensates, yeah, with our future self for the short-term pleasure. Our brain basically compromise with long-term pleasure. Our brain compromise longevity with short-term pleasures. And when you get repeated spikes, it reduces your dopamine receptors, like fries up your dopamine receptors like so fucking hard. Because I have felt it when I'm like so much overstimulated, my receptors are fried. I'm not usually, when my receptors are fried, I'm not usually like smiling like this. Like this is a genuine smile on my fucking face after such a long time. And when you're overstimulated, you're not happy, first of all. And your receptors are like, dopamine receptors are fried, and the result is like normal life will be underwhelming, it would be boring, and you'll not have fun in like normal life. Like right now, I'm having fun. I'm sitting in nature. I'm recording my YouTube video. I was making notes before. I'm happy. I'm happy as fuck. But when you are highly stimulated, then you are addicted to that dopamine spike. The cheap dopamine. And I'm very sad, like, still a lot of people are not aware of this. It's just like guys or girls of like self-improvement, they know about like dopamine detox and stuff. But still, like, majority of people, they don't know that. Because they're still doing like high dopamine activities. And then they complain on Instagram, like when they come on like fucking social media, they're like, oh, my life is shit. This, blah, blah, blah. Now, the last section in which I would be talking about. So first we discussed what is this? What is dopamine stabilization? Then we talk about why it happens, like why we feel shit. And now I'm gonna talk about how to fix like your dopamine stuff. How to actually stabilize your dopamine. First of all, cut your extreme spikes. Not all, but the extreme dopamine spikers, just cut them off. That can be porn, first of all. Please eliminate that at all costs. Guys, especially you. I know like a lot of women, like, they watch porn as well these days, but guys, if you guys are watching, eliminate that. Endless scrolling. You gotta eliminate that at all costs as well. Then I would say junk food. I mean, like, sometimes just give yourself enough time where you are doing some efforts, then you're eating something that you know that is not good for you. Either like once a week or twice a week. Don't cut like food at all, like whatever you are eating, but doom scrolling and porn, just completely cut that off. And notification overload as well, guys, because I know like how much notification for like how much distracting these notifications are. Like, and I know like a lot of like these girls, they love to get notifications because all the time they're like, phone is, I'm sorry, but it's alright, right? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. But most of the times, like, these people get dopamine from the red notification dot on their Instagram. That is also a source of dopamine. You gotta control on that. Basically, the key idea is reduce frequency, not necessarily eliminate everything, but just reduce frequency. But porn and doom scrolling, please, you gotta remove that from your life, guys, especially high IQ achievers, high performers who are being left behind because of these habits. Please, trust me, it's gonna help you a lot. Other than that, step two is raise your baseline naturally. And now the things I'm gonna say, the things I'm gonna list, these are non-negotiables, where you are raising your baseline naturally. That can be sleep consistently, have like consistent hours of sleep, go to sleep during same time and wake up during same time. Honestly, I'm struggling with this, and I'm still trying to fix this, where I'm trying to go to sleep at the same time, but I don't wake up at the same time. Because what is happening now is I would go to sleep at like 11:30, 11, and or 12, max 12, and then I would wake up at like 6:30. Then I would just lay in my bed, and then I would just like sleep for another, like, even if my alarm is like at 7 a.m., I would wake up at like fucking 5 or 6. And then I would just be in the bed. And then I would just like sleep till then fucking 10 or 11 or 12. Now what I'm thinking to do is, if I wake up like before my alarm, I would just wake up. I would just go shower, I would just go meditation, I would just do my things. And I would just do my habits and like do my main things, like hard tasks, like for example French and videos, I'll just do that. I will not, like, if I, for example, today if I sleep at 11 p.m. I'll just, and my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. And if I wake up at like 5, I'm just gonna wake up. I'm not gonna negotiate with myself. So sleep consistently, sleep consistently, then exercise, because exercise is something that gives you a lot of like like, because dopamine, it's a huge dopamine regulator, huge. Like exercise can increase your dopamine so high, where, because you're basically putting effort for your future self, you're doing something for your future self, so you know like you're on the right path. So it's a huge dopamine regulator. Sleep consistently, exercise. The third one, sunlight exposure. Do these three things and you will see how much like what how much big difference you will like, you will gonna feel like a big difference in your fucking dopamine. You'll see that. Guys, I'm really sorry if I'm stuttering. I'm still new in this. I watch other YouTubers, like not like a lot of YouTubers, just one or two. I see them, they're like very like fluent when they speak, and but it comes natural, not naturally, but it comes with the time, with progressing. This is my like third video right now. By my 100th video, by my 99th video, I would be like way fluent. I wouldn't be stuttering, and I would get into flow states. Right now it's very hard for me to get into even like flow, even though right now I'm in a little bit of flow state. But when, by the time it's my 90th or 91th video, I would be so easy to go into the flow state. I know nobody's gonna watch me though, but still. Not right now, but maybe by 99th video, you know, I'll have some, also have some viewers, and at that time I would be pretty fluent, because it comes by practice. So whatever, anyways, so if you skip these three things, nothing gonna work, guys. Sleep, train hard, not train hard, but just exercise, and sunlight exposure. These three things, just do it. You'll feel automatically like your dopamine, like you, not dopamine, but your normal life feels so good. And then step 3, that is reintroduced effort-based dopamine. So what is like usual, like the natural thing is, where you put effort, then you get reward. In this modern era, what is happening, we are not putting any effort. With these like cheap dopamine, we are getting like, we are putting like effort in like these cheap dopamine resources, and cheap dopamine resources are giving us reward. There's no fucking reward though, but still. So rebuild this loop. Effort is equals to reward. Put efforts into something, then give yourself reward. For example, I'm making this YouTube video. After this, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat my food, and in the night, like around like in the night, I'll have a burrito. I'll eat a burrito before going to sleep. I know it's bad, because we should be like, we should not eat like 3 hours before, but I'm still growing. That burrito gonna be my dopamine. That's gonna be my reward. So I'm not, you see, like what I'm doing, I'm suggesting you guys as well about the stabilization. Do things like gym before entertainment, gym before watching any Netflix or whatever, or work before social media. If you know, like you have work and you know that it's necessary, so first work, then go on social media, do light scrolling, even though I'm like against scrolling. But if you're gonna go for, if you're gonna go for it, do your work before. Hard tasks first, okay? Because it retrains your brain to it associates your brain with efforts. That's it. Step 4, this is necessary. Practice boredom. A lot of us, we cannot, just give me a moment, guys. It's kind of getting dark, so I'm just increasing brightness. But practice boredom. Most people ignore this, but most of like majority of, like, we cannot now live without technology. That's the truth. So some steps can be no phone during walk. Go for walks, guys. Go for walks. After this video, I'm gonna go for a light walk, then I'll just go home. So go for walks, but without phone. I'll just keep my phone in my bag. And no music sometimes. No music at all. Or sit with your thoughts. Yeah. Sit with your thoughts. That's big. Sit with your thoughts. It's very hard for me sometimes to sit with my thoughts, because when I don't meditate, and first few weeks of my dopamine detox, bro, my thoughts are like just pound, 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 pound. They're spam when I'm like sitting alone. My thoughts are just spamming like bang, bang, bang. Cannot sit with my thoughts. But now I'm practicing meditation, breath work, so I am able to sit with my thoughts. Because before it was like I couldn't sit with my thoughts. I needed to have some stimulation, either some YouTube video or some music or whatever. But yeah, these three things, sorry, like, not these three things, like, to do something, like, enjoy boredom. These three things, like, that I told you, is very easy. No phone during walks, no music sometimes, and sit with your thoughts. And why it works? Because your brain slowly becomes okay with low stimulation. And yeah, it's true. Because your brain then your brain is comfortable then with low stimulation, where you don't have any stimulation on yourself. So the last one, control, not eliminate. If you quit everything and then relapse, that happened with me a lot, you're worse off. Instead, eliminate some things, but don't do it completely, because there are high chances, because now it's gonna be unfiltered, because I'm done with my notes. Now it's just me who's gonna speak. Because don't eliminate everything, but still keep some things. I would say food, but not like fucking you're eating every day fucking junk food. No, please, not. Don't do that. But give yourself reward. Do some effort, then give yourself some reward. I'll probably make one more dopamine stabilization video after a couple weeks, probably. I'll explain this, because this is necessary, like dopamine stabilization, detox and stuff. This is very necessary. And right now I'm stuttering a lot, so I need to do some, like, and I still need to make this video. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, but these guys are making constant noises, but whatever. Yeah, don't eliminate everything. Do some necessary things, that is porn, weed, and junk food. That is necessary. I hope this video helps you. I'll be making this video again, but as for now, thank you so much, guys. You have a good day.